Hello, my precious and wonderful viewer. Welcome once again to the Plural website, where learning has been simplified just for you. My name is Teacher Nakafero Betty. In this video lesson, I'm going to handle English language of primary 6. The topic is family relationships, and the subtopic still remains family relationships. This is our lesson video number 5, and it's about forming plural of hyphenated compound nouns. My precious viewer, before we go any further, let's first remind ourselves of what we learned in lesson number 4. In that lesson number 4, we looked at nouns that form their plural after changing completely, or that form their plural by changing completely. For instance, we had a noun like man. The plural form of man is men. We had a noun like a woman, and the plural form of woman is women. We had a noun like a child, which changed to children. We had another noun as goose, which changed to geese in the plural form. We had another noun like foot, which changed to feet. In today's video lesson, we are going to first find out the hyphenated compound nouns. Thereafter, we shall form the plural form of the identified hyphenated compound nouns. Finally, rewrite sentences giving the plural of the underlined noun. Let's get started. The first compound noun, which is already on your screen, is mother-in-law. Take a note of where the hyphens have been put. The first compound noun is mother-in-law. After that, we have father-in-law. From there, we have another compound noun and hyphenated one as daughter-in-law. There is also son-in-law. We also have brother-in-law. From there, we also have sister-in-law. After that, we have another hyphenated compound noun as half-brother. From half-brother, we have half-sister. There we also have commander-in-chief. Another compound noun which is also already on your screen is co-worker. From there, we have another compound noun as prisoner of war. Thereafter, we also have another compound noun as editor-in-chief, and many other compound nouns, my precious viewer. At this moment, after identifying those hyphenated compound nouns, it's high time we change them to their plural form. And to begin with is mother-in-law. The plural form of mother-in-law is mothers-in-law. Take a note of where letter S has been put. The first noun has taken the plural form. Therefore, letter S has been added onto the word mother, making the plural form of that compound noun as mothers-in-law. Another compound noun we can also look at is father-in-law. The plural form of father-in-law is fathers-in-law. The first noun takes the plural form. Therefore, letter S has been added onto the noun father in order to come up with a plural form as fathers-in-law. Next after that is the brother-in-law. The plural form of brother-in-law is brothers-in-law. We have to add letter S onto the noun brother in order to come up with the plural form as brothers-in-law. After that, we have sister-in-law. The plural form of the sister-in-law is sisters-in-law. I believe you can see that letter S is being added onto the first noun. Take a note of that. Let's continue, my precious viewer, with another compound noun. Another compound noun is the son-in-law. If you have many, the plural form will be sons-in-law. Still, the first noun takes the plural form. Another compound noun is daughter-in-law. In case you have many and want to talk about them, you can refer to them as your daughters-in-law. The first noun takes the plural form, my precious viewer. Let's go on and look at other compound nouns, my precious viewer. And another one is half-brother. This time, my precious viewer, the second noun is going to take the plural form. Therefore, the plural form of half-brother is going to be half-brothers. Take a note of the changes. It is the brother that has taken letter S, unlike the first hyphenated compound nouns, whereby the first noun has been taking the plural form. When it comes to half brother, the second noun takes the plural form. That's why we are having half brothers. Then we also have another hyphenated compound noun as half sister. The plural form of half sister is half sisters. The second noun takes the plural form, my precious viewer. Let's go on and we look at another compound hyphenated noun as commander-in-chief. If they are made, they become commanders-in-chief. The first noun takes the plural form, as you can see on your screen. Another one is passerby. If there are many, you will say passers-by. Take a note of the hyphen where it has been pressed. It has been pressed between passer and by. Therefore, the plural form is going to be passers-by. I believe we are moving together, my precious viewer. Another one after that is the prisoner of war. If there are many, we call them prisoners of war. Still, the first noun takes the plural form, my precious viewer. Let's go ahead and look at another hyphenated compound noun, and that is none other than editor-in-chief. If there are many of them, you refer to them as editors-in-chief. I believe you are paying attention to which noun takes the plural form. Another hyphenated compound noun is co-worker. If there are many, we shall call them co-workers. There are also very many other hyphenated compound nouns, but in this video lesson, we have chosen to look at those ones. At this moment, my precious viewer, let's rewrite sentences giving the plural form of the underlined hyphenated compound noun. Let's go on with the first example, which is already on your screen. And it says, the mother-in-law loves her daughters-in-law. The mother-in-law loves her daughters-in-law. Here the underlined word is mother-in-law. Remember, the instructions are telling us to rewrite sentences giving the plural form of the underlined word or underlined noun. Therefore, the underlined noun is mother-in-law. Therefore, the answer we are going to give here is going to be the mothers-in-law. This time we shall not use loves because we are dealing with a plural noun. We are going to say the mothers-in-law love their daughters-in-law. I believe you can see the changes I've carried out, my precious viewer. I have been able to change mother-in-law to its plural form, which is mothers-in-law. I haven't stopped there. I've been also able to change her to there because I've been referring to many mothers-in-law, my precious viewer. Let's go on and write the next sentence, which says, do you have a sister-in-law? It's a question. Do you have a sister-in-law? The underlined compound hyphenated noun is sister-in-law. Therefore, we are going to rewrite this sentence and we give the plural form as, do you have sisters-in-law? Don't forget a question mark, my precious viewer. I believe you've seen that I have eliminated my article are. Why? Article are is used with singular nouns. Therefore, having changed my noun to a plural form, I had to eliminate that article are. Let's go on, my precious viewer, with the next sentence which we are going to rewrite. And it says, my father gave cokes to his brother-in-law. The underlined word, my precious viewer, there is brother-in-law. Therefore, we're going to rewrite this sentence and we give the plural form of that hyphenated compound noun. And the answer is going to be, my father gave cokes to his brothers-in-law. Remember, the plural form of brother-in-law is brothers-in-law. The next sentence is already on your screen, my precious viewer, and that is, his half-brother works at Mulago Hospital. His half-brother works at Mulago Hospital. The underlined word is half-brother, and we have to give the plural form to that word. What are we going to do as we write? We are going to say, his half-brothers work from Mulago hospital. His half-brothers work from Mulago Hospital. I believe you've seen the changes I've carried out. I've changed the works to work. Why? I cannot use a singular verb with a plural noun. Therefore, I had to say that his half-brothers work from Mulago Hospital. Then I leave out S, which has been on the word work. Let's go on, my precious viewer, with the next sentence, and that sentence says, he met his son-in-law at the shop. My precious viewer, we are going to give the plural form of son-in-law, which is sons-in-law, and we shall give our answer as he met his sons-in-law at the shop. You've been such an amazing viewer. I believe at this moment you can give the plural form of hyphenated compound nouns. Remember, in this video lesson, we've been able to identify different hyphenated compound nouns. For instance, we had examples like mother-in-law, father-in-law, sister-in-law, brother-in-law, daughter-in-law, son-in-law, to mention but a few. My precious viewer, we also moved further to give the plural form of those hyphenated compound nouns. For instance, the plural form of the compound noun or the hyphenated compound noun mother-in-law is mothers-in-law. The one for father-in-law is fathers-in-law. The one for brother-in-law is brothers-in-law. We never stopped there, my precious viewer. We were also able to rewrite sentences giving the plural of the underlined noun. For instance, we said the mother-in-law loves her daughters-in-law. The underlined word was mother-in-law. The answer we have given here says the mothers-in-law love their daughters-in-law. My precious viewer, another sentence we have rewritten has been, do you have a sister-in-law? The underlined word has been sister-in-law. Therefore, we have rewritten this sentence by giving the answer as, do you have sisters-in-law? And very many other sentences as we have seen them in this video lesson. At this moment, I can't leave without giving you a lesson test. Therefore, I kindly request you to scroll down, tap on that blue button so that you can access the lesson exercise I have organized for you. I remain teacher Nakafero Betty, who has been teaching you English language of primary 6. Let's meet in lesson video number 41, which will be about using ellipsis, interested in, ellipsis than in. Would you like to know how that structure is used? Therefore, don't miss this video lesson. Let's meet there. Bye-bye.